gentleness, intellectuality, and without a lot of stuff. I have witnessed personally, and I witnessed his elevation. He reached, and the privilege for us, especially for me, to have him across the bench, to see him now for a long time.
Today's guest, Honorable Justice Vijay Sen Reddy Garu, Honorable District Judge, the other dignitaries on the dais. I, on my behalf and on behalf of the bar advocates and judges, you all know that his father was the Chief Justice of Madras High Court, and his uncle, Mr. Subhash Reddy, is the Judge Supreme Court of India. So law is not new to him. He is born with law and its knowledge. And you all know that all his family has very good affinity with Nizamabad, and all the senior advocates are close friends of his father. Subhash Reddy Garu is son-in-law of Nizamabad, and he is also son-in-law of Nizamabad. So we are very fortunate to have you as portfolio judge, sir. So we wish you all the best. We wish that you should reach Supreme Court of India. And we would look forward for all necessities that we have, the bar is facing. We will definitely address them, and we'll be approaching your lordship with liberty that you belong to Nizamabad. Thank you very much.
జిల్లా న్యాయమూర్తులందరికీ తోటి న్యాయవాదులందరికీ నమస్కారాలు. న్యాయమూర్తి గారు మన జిల్లాకి రావటం, వివిధ ప్రోగ్రాంలో పాల్గొనడం, అదేవిధంగా ప్రత్యక్షంగా మన జిల్లాకు సంబంధించిన కొన్ని సమస్యలను కూడా పరిష్కారం చేయడానికి కూడా, దృష్టికి రావడానికి కూడా ఉపయోగపడుతుంది. ఈ జిల్లాలో ముఖ్యంగా నిజామాబాద్ టౌన్లో సివిల్ పెండెన్సీ విపరీతంగా ఉండటం వలన జూనియర్ సివిల్ కోర్టు ఒకటే ఉండటం వల్ల చాలా బర్డెన్ ఉంది, అడ్వకేట్స్ కూడా ఇబ్బందిగా ఉంటుంది. అదేవిధంగా ఈ కరోనా టైంలో సీనియర్స్ కానీ క్లయింట్స్ కానీ రావడానికి చాలా ఇబ్బంది పడాల్సి వస్తుంది కోర్టుకి. ఇక్కడ లిఫ్ట్లు ఇవన్నీ కూడా సరైన సౌకర్యాలు లేకపోవడం వల్ల ఇబ్బంది పట్టి కొద్దిగా ఆరోగ్యంగా కూడా ఫీల్ అవుతున్నారు. సరే, వర్క్ జరుగుతూ ఉంది, అది ఇంకా పెండింగ్ ఎందుకుందో కూడా అది తెప్పలు వాళ్ళు సహకరించకపోక కంపెనీ వాళ్ళు అనేది కూడా జరుగుతూ ఉంది. అదేవిధంగా గతంలో భారతదేశంగా కానీ ఈ మధ్య రాజరెడ్డి గారు కానీ రిప్రజెంటేషన్ ఇచ్చినవి కూడా ఉన్నాయి. మన పక్క గ్రౌండ్ని డిఓ ఆఫీస్ని మనకి కేటాయించాలని, అది మార్కెట్ కేటాయించినామని చెప్పి పేపర్లో రకరకాలు వచ్చినాయి. వస్తే మార్కెట్ కోర్టు వాతావరణం ఏ విధంగా దెబ్బతింటడం అనేది చాలా ఇబ్బందిగా ఉంది. అదేవిధంగా మనకి గతంలో జ్యుడిషియల్ అకాడమీ జిల్లాకి శాంక్షన్ అయ్యి దాన్ని విడిచిపెళ్ళిపోయేప్పటికో ఒక స్థలాన్ని చూడటం జరిగింది. అది మీ పోర్ట్ఫోలియో పెట్టి మీ పీరియడ్లో అది పూర్తి చేస్తే బాగుంటుంది అనేది ఒకటి కోరుకుంటున్న ఈ సందర్భంగా మీ దృష్టిని తీసుకొస్తున్నాం సార్. అదేవిధంగా గతంలో గంగారెడ్డి గారి పేరు మీద వాళ్ళ కుటుంబ సభ్యులు కొంత డబ్బు ఇచ్చి లీగల్ సర్వీస్ అథారిటీ పైన ఒక రూమ్ కట్టడం అనేది జరిగింది. అది ఎంపీ నిధులు కూడా కొన్ని దానికి ఇవ్వడం జరిగింది. అది పూర్తయిన తర్వాత అది అదే విధంగా ఓపెన్ కాకుండా పనికి రాకుండా ఉంది. దాన్ని వినియోగపడడానికి ఏమైనా సెమినార్లు అట్లాంటి ఏమన్నా అందరు అడ్వకేట్లు హాజరు కావడానికి ఆ హాల్ కూడా ఓపెన్ అయితే కూడా బాగుంటుంది. వీటన్నిటికీ మీరు దీని మీద కొద్దిగా పరిశీలన చేసి వెంటనే ఎప్పుడు పూర్తి కావడానికి కూడా తగిన విధంగా
పాల్గొనడానికి వచ్చిన సందర్భంలో గెస్టులకి వెళ్ళి నేను పిలవగానే ఇచ్చేసినందుకు, విజిట్ చేసినందుకు మా వారుష తరఫున ధన్యవాదాలు తెలియజేస్తూ, సార్ మా వారుష్యం సంబంధించిన కొన్ని సమస్యలు ఉన్నాయి సార్. సమస్యలు సమర్పించాము. అయితే ముఖ్యంగా లిఫ్ట్ విషయంలో సీతగా చెప్పారు, వారు ఉన్నప్పటి చోట ఎక్కడ దొరుకుతూ ఉన్నాయి. దాదాపు బిల్డింగ్ కన్స్ట్రక్షన్ చేసిన దగ్గర నుంచి అది తిప్పబడి ఎంతో మంది ఎత్తుకుపోయి అవసరపడే సందర్భాలు ఎన్నో ఉన్నాయి సార్. అది కాకుండా మెయిన్ లిఫ్ట్ క్లయింట్స్ కోసం కేటాయించిన క్లయింట్స్ అండ్ అడ్వకేట్స్ కోసం కేటాయించిన లిఫ్ట్ వాడైపోయి చాలా రోజులు అయ్యి సీనియర్ అడ్వకేట్స్ 60-70 సంవత్సరాలు పైబడిన వారు ఎగలేక చాలా అవస్థ పడుతూ ఉన్నారు సార్. అది శాంక్షన్ అయింది, వారి వర్క్ ప్రోగ్రెస్లో ఉంది. ముఖ్యంగా లిఫ్ట్ విషయానికి వచ్చినప్పుడు ఫస్ట్ ఫ్లోర్లో రూమ్ నెంబర్ 3 గ్రౌండ్ ఫ్లోర్లో ఒక కొత్తగా అప్పుడే బిల్డింగ్ కన్స్ట్రక్షన్లో ఒక లిఫ్ట్ ప్రొవిజన్ చేసి వదిలిపెట్టారు సార్. అది కూడా ఆ లిఫ్ట్ శాంక్షన్ చేస్తే అడ్వకేట్స్కు సెపరేట్గా క్లయింట్స్కు సెపరేట్గా ఉండి మాకు సౌకర్యంగా ఉంటుంది సార్. అది శాంక్షన్ చేస్తారని చెప్పి ఈ సందర్భంగా మీకు కోరుతా ఉన్నాను సార్. అదేవిధంగా జడ్జెస్ సీనియర్ సివిల్ జడ్జ్ మీడియం ప్రిన్సిపల్ డిస్ట్రిక్ట్ మున్సిపల్ కోర్టులో కూడా చెప్పినట్టు టెక్నికల్ జ్యూడిక్షన్ 75% ఆఫ్ కేసెస్ టెక్నికల్ జ్యూడిక్షన్ పెరగడం వల్ల మరి అక్కడ ఎక్కువ కేసెస్ ఫైల్ కాబడుతున్నాయి సార్. అక్కడ బిజీ కోర్టు అయిపోయి కేసులు చాలా పెండింగ్ వస్తున్నాయి సార్. ఈ సందర్భంగా అడిషనల్గా డిస్ట్రిక్ట్ మున్సిపల్ కోర్టుని ఒకటి శాంక్షన్ చేస్తారని చెప్పి కోరుతున్నాను సార్. అదేవిధంగా లేబర్ కోర్టు అనేది ఏసీబీ కోర్టు చాలా కాలం నుంచి పెండింగ్ వస్తుంది సార్. ఆ 2 కోర్టు కూడా శాంక్షన్ చేసిన దృష్టిలో పెడుతున్నాం సార్. అది కూడా శాంక్షన్ చేస్తే మీకు మా ఆలోచన చాలా రుణపడి ఉంటుందని మనం చేస్తూ, తర్వాత పార్కింగ్ ప్లేస్ చాలా ఇబ్బంది సార్. ఇంత పెద్ద కోర్టులో పార్కింగ్ దాదాపు 550 మంది ఉన్నటువంటి అడ్వకేట్ ఆలోచన సార్. పార్కింగ్ లేక చాలా నానా ఇబ్బంది పడుతూ రోడ్ మీద పార్క్ చేస్తూ వస్తూ ఉన్నాం సార్. ఇదివరకున్న పీడీజే గారు వారు ఈఓ ఆఫీసును తర్వాత కలెక్టర్ ఆఫీస్ గ్రౌండ్ కూడా అడుగుతూ హైకోర్టు వారికి విన్నపం చేయడం జరిగింది. ఆ సందర్భంలో హైకోర్టు వారు కూడా గవర్నమెంట్ రాష్ట్ర చెప్పి మేడం కూడా ఉపయోగిస్తుంది సార్. ఈ ఈఓ ఆఫీస్ ఏదైతే డిస్ట్రిక్ట్ కలెక్టర్ కాంప్లెక్స్ బైపాస్ రోడ్లో కట్టే సందర్భంగా ఈ ఆఫీసెస్ అన్ని అక్కడ షిఫ్ట్ కాబడుతుంది. ఆ సందర్భంలో ఈ ఖాళీ అవుతుంది సార్. ఖాళీ కావడం వల్ల పార్కింగ్ కోసం అలాట్ చేస్తే ఆ పార్కింగ్ సమస్య పోయి అందరికీ సౌకర్యంగా ఉంటుందని చెప్పి మనం చేస్తూ, అది కూడా పర్సనల్గా మీరు మా అడ్మినిస్ట్రేషన్ జడ్జి కొట్టుకుని జడ్జిగా ఉన్నారు కాబట్టి మీరు అనుకుంటే సందర్భం చేస్తారు. ఎప్పటిగా చెప్పి ఆశిస్తా ఉన్నాను తప్పని నుంచి సందర్భంగా ముఖ్యంగా బార్ అసోసియేషన్ తరఫున లీగల్ సర్వీస్ అథారిటీ బిల్డింగ్ పైన ఒక హాల్ గంగారెడ్డి గారి మెమోరియల్ హాల్ కట్టడం జరిగింది. 2015లో స్టార్ట్ అయ్యి 16లో కంప్లీట్ అయింది సార్. అది మరి ఇప్పటివరకు కూడా ఇనాగ్రేషన్ రోజుకోక కాన్ఫరెన్స్ 550 మంది ఉన్నటువంటి మా బార్ అసోసియేషన్ కాన్ఫరెన్స్ పెట్టుకోవాలన్నా సెమినార్స్ పెట్టుకోవాలన్నా మాకు చాలా ఇబ్బంది అవుతుందనే ఉద్దేశంతో గంగారెడ్డి గారి తిరిగి హాల్ కట్టడం జరిగింది సార్. హాల్ ఇప్పటికి కూడా ఇనాగ్రేషన్ రోజుకోక అలాగే పెండింగ్ ఉంటూ వస్తుంది. అయితే దాంట్లో కొంచెం లీగల్ అథారిటీ బిల్డింగ్ కట్టాం కాబట్టి
seen even from my infant days, Bhupati Reddy garu, Gangadhar garu, Narasimha Reddy garu, Mr. Sridhar, all of you have spoken kind words about me and my family members. All of you know that Nizamabad is emotionally attached to my family. Those were the days in 1980s. I was in school. A lawyer from Nizamabad has come. You will not believe. My father used to be very happy. In the weekends, either it should be Bhupati Reddy uncle or Subhash Reddy. There were 5 or 6 advocates. They used to definitely end up in my house. They were very close friends of my father. On Saturday they used to come and their interaction, their friendship is still in my memories. Though I was fortunate to have a great man as my father. My parents, of course, as compared to many of my peers, and contemporaries in Hyderabad and also who have taken up other professions. I had, according to me, I had the best of my childhood. God has given me everything, myself and my two brothers. Not only me, whoever was born in the joint family. Only one thing I wish should not have happened. My father should not have left for heavenly about 2 years back. If he was there, he would have been very happy. Even on his during his last days in the hospital, he said he has only one wish left over. He wanted to see me as a judge. That was the last wish he told me. So I wish he should have been alive by the time I was judge. Maybe if something is written in our horoscope, no one can change it. I had advantage of not only my father who was a legendary person, my grandfather, he was the chief examiner of the Jagira courts. He was educated in Urdu medium, but you will be surprised to know the command he had on English, Telugu and Hindi grammar. In those days when we studied in St. Paul's, Telugu was compulsory for Telugu background students. Hindi it was first language, Hindi was second language. So we used to sit with our grandfather. He used to teach us grammar. So those were the very good days. Unlike many other parents, and if I give instance of Nizamabad, some of my father's friends from Nizamabad used to chat. I used to overhear them. Are you sending your son to America? Because Nizamabad means famous for sending children to America in those days, 1980s. Then my father's immediate response is, no, my children will stay here and my son Vijay Sen will become lawyer. He will not go to Supreme Court. And one of my father's friend, he came from London, he was a professor. He said, Vijay Sen is a very good student, send him to London. Let him to Bharat Law. My father said, no, he will not become professor. He will become a lawyer like me. Let him practice here and I don't want to go. He will go to Supreme Court or London. He will be here, he will work for the people. He will take up cases of rich, poor, farmers, etc. I do not want my son to be rich. I want my son to be a good lawyer, good citizen. The day I entered practice on 28th of December 1994, when I was traveling in my official car with my father for my bar association enrollment, bar council enrollment. Unlike other parents, first thing they will say is you should become rich. You should reach big heights. You should protect the name of the family. My father's friends advised me that. You know what was the advice of my father? He said, I am not interested in my son becoming a rich lawyer. I want my son to be a good lawyer. That's all. That was only one word he said. And another thing he said is, honesty is a rare commodity. Very few people will have it. Be honest. Don't run after money. Money should run after you. That he told me when I entered practice in 1994 December, and even 2 days before he passed away. So I had advantage of my father, mentoring me from my childhood days. I was so fond of my father. Every day morning I used to interact with him. He had very good habits. He used to get up at 5 o'clock, then read newspapers and private books. He had a lot of interest in history, mythology, science, technology, law, many things. He used to read international magazines. I did not have that much reading habit. So you might be thinking, if without reading habit, how I am able to speak extempo. So you can take it from me. Everything is hearsay from my father. Whatever I have heard from my father, that is what I have learned. 90% of my knowledge is what I heard from my father. I don't know whether any other son lawyer had the advantage of such interaction with them. So that is what. So I wish if today as a judge, if I had company of my father, I would have been at least 10 times more active and my quality of judgments would have been better than what I am rendering today. So I hope at least next time, if I am born, my father will be there for a long time. Anyhow, if God has written the script, no one can change it. My grandfather passed away at the age of 105 years in January. It was a very peaceful death. He had one of the best children in his life. All his children, sons, daughters, everyone were successful. Sons-in-law were also successful. He used to wear white pant, white shirt, that's all. Very simple man. He only used to say, your father is a great man. Just follow your father. He never told us, run after riches, nothing. Why I am telling this is because I cannot tell this before any other bar association. Nizamabad, the people have been very affectionate. I had a lot of memories of Nizamabad people. And at the same time, Nizamabad lawyers were treated as family members by my father. Those were the days when people used to come from Nizamabad, Bikanur, Bedkit, Armoor. I never visited these villages, but almost I remember about 50 to 70 village names of Nizamabad. My father, though our house was very big, it was a joint family house. My father's office accommodation was very small. There were two landmarks. One was Shanti Theatre, another was water tank. Later, Baptist Church was constructed. So when I used to go to play in YMCA. It was fun for long. So by seeing the attire of the person, by wearing dhoti, kurta, either it should be from Adilabad or Nizamabad. So that person used to move here and there. Then, साहब ये वकील साहब का मालूम है क्या? कौन सा वकील साहब? एक ही वकील साहब रहता वो लेन में. So he used to move here and there. They used to come. Most of them farmers. They used to land in Ulliban bus station, and they used to call red bus, error bus. My father was so kind-hearted. One senior lawyer said, "Your father's speciality and greatness is." He had clients ranging from prince to pauper, richest of the richest clients, poorest of the poor. He told me one day that one extraordinary judge, I have not named the judge. He called him to the chambers and he told him, Subhashan, now you have become very famous lawyer. Daily there will be about 60-70 cases in the cause list. Why don't you become a constitutional lawyer? You are now going to Supreme Court once in twice or thrice in a month. Now you can become a very big lawyer in the country. Take up senior counsel, designated senior counsel, you might be knowing. You know what was the answer of my friend? My father said no. People from Nizamabad, that was the first name yesterday. Adilabad, Karimnagar, Medak. When I started practice, I did not have any cases. People from this district extended patronage. Today I am number one, but I do not want to leave my people. He said, my main interest, I have earned enough for generations. Name, fame, everything. But I cannot leave the farmers who are dependent on me. And if I have earned knowledge, the knowledge should be shared amongst the people, not amongst the high echelons in the society. That was my father. And he told me that he told this to that particular judge. He said he will never take up senior counsel and confine himself to only big cases. So, when I entered practice, whenever I used to argue a case, get a favorable argument, they used to say, son of Subhashan Reddy has argued. Then in 2006 I had a criminal case. I went to Tandur, I argued one criminal case. There were about 7-10 people waiting there. My friend said, my client said, sir, we'll have tea. It will take time for you to reach Hyderabad, so we went there. And about 7 to 10 people were waiting. All of them wished me. And my client introduced everyone. Subhash Reddy ka beta. Then I entered car. I was going back. My client came to send me off. Then I told him, from the time I argued the case, I came all over from Hyderabad to Tandur. I argued your case. You took me to a restaurant. We had tea. You introduced me to about 15 to 20. There were about 4 or 5 lawyers, 10 civilians. All through, I told him, you have not taken my name. You have taken name of my father. I said, I am going back, of course. At least after going back, tell that I am so and so. Tell the name of your lawyer. Don't say that your lawyer is son of so and so. Because my father has not argued, I have argued your case. So it was in good humor, of course. And I felt very happy. Then when he came to my office, he said, sir, I am very sorry. Because your father is so great. Wherever I go, I only take, people take your father's name. In that excitement, I forgot your name. So I said, no problem. I myself had that problem from my childhood. Wherever I went, my teachers, my principal, only thing they used to say, be a good son of Subhash Reddy. They never said, be a good lawyer. Follow your father, protect his name. That's all. Then one day, my uncle who came from America, he said, even if you are 10% successful of your father's stature, then you will be considered to be one of the best lawyers in Hyderabad. Then I asked my son, normally when people speak, they say, you should grow beyond your father. Tandini minchal kada. Tandini minchal anada anapadu tandini 10% unte jalana vendi. Then I realized how big my father is. Can I reach him? Then later I have given up. I cannot reach him. Why should I run after something which I cannot achieve? So today, son of Subhash Reddy is before me. So people speak many things. Persons like Bhupat Reddy uncle know what I did, how much hard work I did. I cannot certify myself that I have done hard work. Many Nizamabad lawyers are responsible for my successful journey as a lawyer. Clients from Nizamabad used to come and tell me, साहब आपका कौन सा गाँव है निजामाबाद में? अरे मैं निजामाबाद का नहीं, कैसा आपका फादर निजामाबाद के? No, my father. If I am not from Nizamabad, how can my father be from Nizamabad? People have accepted that. People think that we are from Nizamabad. I said we are not from Nizamabad. My father had a lot of friends and my father had a lot of practice here. And in every village, he knows a lot of people. So that was the affection my father had with Nizamabad people. So today I am happy. Less than 1 week I was appointed as the administrative judge of this district. After COVID, this is my first visit out of Hyderabad. I am from Nizamabad. Maybe this was written somewhere else. So I have come here. I am very happy to meet all of you. So it is my maiden visit. A grand program is organized by our district judge in charge of PDJ and additional district judge and legal service authority. I never expected it would be such a big program on a grand scale. Today is a Saturday, all of you have come here. Of course, many of you, if I see your physical fitness and your grey hair, I think all of you are senior to me, except in one or two. So I don't think I can advise you anything. I can request you. The which was there in 1980s, 90s, Nizamabad. Because after I started practice, in those days if you see when it was a combined state, if you see pleadings of suppose Krishna district, East-West Godavari, why? They will, let me see if Mr. Raja Reddy, if you have asked me as a lawyer, I would have completed it within 1 week. But I am a judge, there is a protocol. Now, as a judge, if I do something, then people will raise their eyebrows. Now, let me do in a proper channel. The difference between a lawyer and a judge, a lawyer is shackles. The moment you come out of your mother's womb, you are always in shackles. So, as a judge, everything appears as for the outside world, judge looks very glamorous. But when you sit on the bench, yesterday, one lawyer was arguing. I told him so and so point is there. He was arguing. When I started arguing, then I recollected I am no more a lawyer. I am a judge. Some of my friends sitting in the court were smiling. Then I thought, then I told, okay, sorry, today I am a judge, I have to hear. I cannot argue. Then one great man said, judge means patience, you have to hear. Whether you like him or not, you have to hear. Whether you like his face or not, you have to hear. Whether you like his arguments or not, you have to hear. It is a post office you have taken up by your choice. You went to become judge. One-way traffic, you cannot come out. Like Abhimanyu has entered the Padma Bhuyoha. He cannot come out. He only had to go past. So that is like post of a judge. Myself at least, I am there. Please extend your wholehearted support to the district judges. They are working very hard. You know the amount of strain they take. And one request, maybe it is out of context, don't lodge complaints against the judges. No. Judges are human beings. They are prone to committing errors. And we have to stop this practice of lodging complaints against subordinate officers. How can subordinate officer, a high court judge holding a constitutional post who can be removed only by impeachment, if he himself gets deterred by lodging of complaints, how do you think subordinate officers can render their services with courage and confidence if complaints are lodged? Please don't lodge unless and until it is too serious. If you are disciplined, you have a common agenda, you have a common goal, you can set right the system. The National Law School is there. The school becomes famous not because of infrastructure, it is because of you people. So my kind wishes, good wishes to you. I wish all of you maintain good health and live for a long time. And thank you for giving me this momentous opportunity.